Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mohammed and we are here in Tamale, right?
Yes.
The northern part of Ghana. We are here to talk about livestock farming. This is my first time having an interview with a female who is into livestock farming. So we are going to talk a lot. And subscribe to her channel. I will share the link below, then you guys will follow her from there. Without wasting time, Hajia, sorry, she's my sister, so we are going to do the the interview in Frafra.
You want them to crucify us?
No problem. All right. Hello.
They say your own thing.
Okay, let's go from there. Being a female and being a farmer. Introduce yourself to us.
Okay, so hello, I'm Yinimi.
Okay.
I prefer to be called Yinimi.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm a teacher and also into livestock farming with my husband.
Okay.
Yes, in Tamale here. I think basically that's it. And a YouTuber.
Yeah, a YouTuber.
I always forget to add that.
Yeah, you do.
And a YouTuber.
Okay.
A starting YouTuber.
Okay.
Learning from you, those who are ahead from us.
Yeah, we are learning from each other.
Yes,
We are
yes,
learning from
yes,
each
yes.
other.
So,
Okay.
and we are mostly into cattle, and then we just started with a few sheep. Hopefully, if things go well, we may see how we can increase in some sheep.
Okay.
Yes.
How did it start? Being a female and into livestock. Give us the process.
Actually, the initial thing was to do a poultry farm. So
Okay.
if you look at the building, you realize that it's more structured to a poultry farm kind of a structure.
Okay.
Yes, but when the COVID hit, my parents also had a poultry farm. Yeah, they ran into some serious losses and they had to close down their poultry farm. So
Okay.
we had to take a look back and see other alternatives because we can't build a place and then just leave it to go waste. Yeah. So one day a conversation from my younger brother, my husband, and round, we finally said, okay, let's try cattle.
Okay.
But my husband was also a little skeptical about the cattle farming.
Okay.
So I went to YouTube to check to see how I can be able to convince him. And I came across one of your videos. Yes, with, I don't remember his name, but I think he said he had built his house and he's had a Kia and other stuff.
In
Yes,
Accra.
in Accra, yes. So I told him that, do you know you can buy a cow for 1,000 Ghana and sell it for 20 to 30,000? And his ears pecked, and I was like, yes, I've got him. So he was like, then let's give it a try.
Okay.
Here we are. Even though we know it's not exactly true, but we've started.
Sure. So far as we have started,
Yeah.
there are good things in there. Inshallah, we all get it. Whilst you are doing the work, the results will come.
Amen. Amen.
Being a mother, how do you balance it?
Thankfully, as
A mother and a farmer.
as my husband will say that, how can they be doing the heavy lifting?
Okay.
But when you have men in your life, that's their use.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of the men that are around in the family do most of the heavy lifting.
Okay.
Yeah. So my husband has a football club
Okay.
where there are a few young men like Baba, Jonas, and co. So they do help in herding the cattle. Once in a while, when my husband also wants to stretch his legs, he
Okay.
takes them out herding.
Yeah, because I've been watching him.
Yes, you saw one of those videos, yeah. And then I mostly go around looking for where we can get the feed. So anywhere I can talk to any farmer, which type of feed we can be able to get easily. I go around looking for all the feed, then we get someone to go pick it up. Yeah.
A lot of men are finding it difficult to start.
Eish.
Some will call you, want to know everything about the farm or how it goes before they can get into it. And I'm like, you need to start, then you get the experience. You watching the video, how did you feel? Did you say, oh, okay, I've gotten what I was looking for?
Yeah, basically I watched the video to be able to get something to convince my husband.
Okay.
Because naturally, I think, as my husband would say, that I'm like my mother sometimes.
Why?
Yes, because my mother likes keeping animals and stuff like that. So I like things like gardening, farming, animals, like just anything.
Okay.
So when I saw it, I said, well, why not?
If you are from Bolga, definitely you love animals.
Yes. And I wasn't really that grossed out about cattle and then their dung, because from our place we use the cattle dung to plaster.
Yeah.
And I have Obibeka matiti ninchibini.
Yeah.
So it's not something that is new. I've slept in rooms that have been freshly plastered with cattle dung.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that I was grossed out about.
Yeah.
It's just that for the first time, we're looking at the business prospectus of doing it. So wanted to see how other people are doing it around, so that you don't come in with all the theoretical things you have learned in school, given that I come from a science background. My husband also comes from an agricultural and economics background. So we had some few ideas, just that, what you actually study in school, some of the applying principles would not give you optimal results. So it was just like an accelerator, to help with that lesson.
Did you go to the market yourself? The fair?
Yes.
You went to the market?
Yes. We went with me, my husband, a veterinary officer. Fortunately, that particular veterinary officer, we had a long-standing relationship with him, because he and his boss, who was a lady, they were always helping us treat our dogs. So we already had that long-standing relationship. So we went with him, and then another young man who is also a footballer, and then a student at UDS. Yes, so the four of us went the first time to go buy. But after we entered and then we started buying, I think we bought about 10 on the first time. Yeah, roughly about 10, if my memory serves me right. After we bought that and we came, whilst we were there, we met some people that were already cattle farmers around here and actually knew us, but we didn't really know them. So we forged that relationship, and when they go into the bush, they get a good cow, they bring it, the price is right, then we pick from them. Yeah.
You being a cattle farmer, how long? How many months? A year?
It's barely a year. I should say we got our first stock somewhere in March. Yes, in March was when we got the first stock. So it's not up to a year. Yeah.
How many numbers?
Roughly 40. Yeah.
40, less than a year.
Yes.
That means you mean business.
Oh yes. Oh yes. We didn't come to play. We didn't come to play.
Are you planning to increase the number? Or?
For now, no. But we are humans. Sometimes you may see a deal and it's looking too good to pass by.
I can't let it go.
Yes, but for now, no. Because with the age of animals that we have, they are growing, and that means that we need more feed. And given that it's our first time, the food we've been able to stack up, we don't want to give ourselves unnecessary pressure. Yes, so for now, no. We don't intend to add more.
I see a lot of Gudali. Why?
Gudalis, one, look impressionable. When they come, they hold their heads up with pride. So it's very easy to sell a Gudali. And given that it's our first time, we don't want to go into something that will, at the end of the day, we'll struggle to sell off. Yes, that would be very foolish of us. So it's easier to sell Gudalis. They have more meat. Yeah, and given that we are also in a more or less like an urban area where there is not much grazing ground, they are not going to walk very long distances, and Gudalis are suited for that. Yes, if we're going to pick the other ones, they have to walk very long distances in order to be able to get the amount of exercise that they need, and then the growth, it's going to be a whole lot of complication. So we decided on the Gudali.
Did you also study the market?
Yes, of course. That was what we did before we got the first set.
Okay.
And it's actually the reason why we decided to go for the Gudali.
Okay.
Because if things go right, there are ways to go about disposing of the animals when they are of age.
Okay.
Like we can start our own abattoir and then be selling the meat. And for the target market we have, which is the middle upper class to the upper class, the Gudali meat is relatively more tender. And people would, that type of class would prefer that type of meat.
Okay.
Yes, so we actually looked into that before. And when you look at them, you realize that we have quite a number of white ones.
Yeah.
Because for Salah market too. Because during the Salah, they prefer the white animals. So yeah, we took all that into account before getting our first.
I've never asked anyone this question before, but you being a lady, the emotional aspect. Sometimes your animal is sick, the animal is not eating how it is supposed to eat.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? You ladies being emotional. I'm right.
That's one good thing about me.
Okay.
Once it's business, I try as much as possible to keep emotions out.
Okay.
Yeah, and look at things practically.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I think I tend to behave more like a man than a woman sometimes. Yeah. It can be heartbreaking because that's your money that is lost. Like when we first got them, we lost about 2 of them. And we had to just go bury them. Even though for some people, they may call in some butcher to recoup some money, but ethically we are not okay with that.
Yeah.
So we had to dig. To see your animal go into the ground like that,
It's not easy.
It's not easy, of course. It doesn't mean we won't eat. We'll still eat, but you will reminisce and go like, and see what you can do better next time so that you don't have such kind of casualties. But in animal rearing, things like that are bound to happen. Yeah, animals are just like human beings. Just like someone can wake up in the morning, he's fine. By afternoon, he's not fine. It's the same with animals. So when you go into it knowing that when those kind of things come, they don't emotionally drain you as much.
Okay.
Yeah, because you are aware that it's a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any memory so far to share with us, like since we started?
What I usually enjoy most is seeing my kids with the cattle, especially when they go. My daughter likes to be licked by the cattle.
Really?
Yeah, she will just go and stand there and the cows will be busy licking her face, her hands. She actually loves doing that. Yeah.
So they will play a role there. Everyone plays a role.
Yes, everyone plays a role. In actual fact, thanks to my husband, they are actually more active, trying to be more active, because anytime they come to the farm to do anything, he pays them. So
That's
because
a
of
good
that,
one.
yes, because of that, if in a week they don't get any money, they are like, we want to go to the farm and work so they can get money for their money box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a practical way of getting them into the
yes. It's really not just about cattle farming in particular, but it's to get the children to understand that life is not all about office work and sitting at one place in a high mighty place. That is something that makes you who you are. And at least with this, it helps them to place value in human life and human work. Because then they don't go out and meet a cattle farmer or a goat farmer or any other farmer and they think more highly of themselves than that person. It brings a more humane perspective to the children to know that there are some people that do some work that is office like what they'll say their daddy does. And then sometimes too, it's also okay to do some work that gets you muddy and dirty. It's still okay. Yeah.
This question looks similar to the one I just asked.
Okay.
What do you love about being a cattle farmer?
Seeing the animals grow.
Okay.
It's actually very rewarding. Okay. Yeah, you are with them every day and you don't tend to see the growth, but one day is like, boom. The animals have grown and you are proud of yourself that I did this, you know.
I did it.
Yes,
I'm the one who did it.
I did this. So it's rewarding. Okay. It's very rewarding to see the animals grow. Yeah.
A guy tested me just this morning, like he started with one.
Okay.
Bought another one, sent me the videos to this. I never knew animals cattle grow fast like that.
Oh yes, oh yes. And depending on how much feed and the type of feed you give them, they can actually put on up to 1 kilo of weight a day.
Okay.
Yes, depending on the type of feed that you give them.
Okay.
Yeah, just that with the type of breed that we generally have in West Africa, roughly 0.75 kilograms a day is attainable.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are having a project where we are going to import animals from Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cattle, eh?
Yeah.
That would be very good.
It's a project that we are planning on, and the people will be in Ghana, and we would love to meet farmers.
Okay.
So the date is not up yet.
Okay.
But if it is, I'll let you know.
And
if someone is interested, the location and the date will be out, inshallah.
Okay.
So I'll let you get in touch.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, because I was having an interview with a guy, Ahmed Bari. He's the president for Youth of Fulani.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Brazil. The type of animal farming that they do there, they decide the type of animal they want, the gender, the color.
Yes, that's possible.
So it was very beautiful when I saw that. So the people will be in Ghana soon, and
that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Because my husband actually also went to Colombia.
Okay.
And when he got there, he realized that they were also massively into cattle farming, where you would just be driving and miles on miles is just brachyria farms because of the animals.
Okay.
So he also had the opportunity to visit one or two. And he brought in some experience. So that would be wonderful. Because their cattle, some of them tend to gain up to 2 kilos a day.
Yeah.
If you feed them well.
Yeah.
Yes.
With their breed. The breed also counts a lot.
Yes.
Breed also.
That's right.
The feed. I've seen a lot of feed. You have silage. This is my first time seeing silage. It's not like first time seeing, like going to interview someone
who has silage.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys you mean business?
Oh yes, we do mean business.
We from the north, we love business.
Yes, we mean business. The thing is that right now we haven't had rain for I think over a month,
Okay.
But the ground is still wet, even though there hasn't been rain. And this is where we are growing our brachyria, so the place is waterlogged.
Okay.
And we tried to dry it and realized that it wasn't working. So we had to find another way to be able to preserve it. And our only option was silage.
Okay.
It was a risk, but it was a risk worth taking.
Okay.
So at the beginning, when I tried to convince my husband, let's do silage, he was like, we suffered to get this brachyria. And I'm like, yes, and we have to try it and see. If it spoils, we'll try something else. If it doesn't, good for us.
Sure.
Let's try it. So he got some barrels because that was the safest. Using the barrels was the safest. Even though there are different types of doing silage, but using the barrels was the safest, especially given that it was our first time of doing it in a very hot climate like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so we tried it, and then after 4 weeks, we opened some of the silage, and it was good. In fact, the animals actually love it. When you open a barrel of silage right now and the wind carries the smell this way, you will see all of them gathered at one side. Waiting for some silage to consume. So we started with the brachyria silage, only brachyria. Then we went to the corn stovers. That's getting the stalks with the leaves after they have harvested corn.
Okay.
Then we chop it down, mix some soybean into it to make the silage. Then we got what do they call this thing? Guinea corn.
Okay.
Someone's farm didn't do well, so we paid the person a little and then we went as a compensation, and we went to pick everything. Yeah, so that's about.
I've seen a lot of bags there inside.
Yeah, that's a rice brand.
Okay.
Yes. In other spaces. Okay. In other places, they have what do you call it? Wheat in abundance. But up here we also have rice.
Okay.
And depending on the way the rice was processed, would determine how the quality would be.
Okay.
So like what mostly you find in the mills, it will be of a lower quality, but if you get from a factory, usually you get of a higher quality. That is at par with the what do you call it? The wheat brand.
Okay.
So it didn't make sense where you could buy the same quantity for half the price to go buy something because a book says so, or because it's imported. It doesn't make any sense. So we source them here.
Okay.
Yeah, from Avinash, the factory there. Even though it's a long wait and a long queue and a whole lot of struggle and calling every day, we managed to secure some. Yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who is interested in cattle farm?
Go get into it. Look, we are not going to stop eating meat.
Okay.
any day, anytime. Whether there's a funeral, there will be meat. A wedding, there will be meat. Naming ceremony, there will be meat. In the house, there will be meat. So as for meat, we are not going to stop eating meat anytime soon.
Okay.
So go into it. And the cattle beef is actually the cheapest in the market.
Yeah.
So you would always have a market. Just that you should try to make friends with people who are already in the industry to make your sale much more easier,
Okay.
in order not to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Let's talk of content creation.
yes.
How has it been?
Hectic.
The voice is slow. You didn't say this. You should have said this. Go and do this from your subscribers.
Oh goodness. You see, the point is, I always say I'm really not that a proper YouTuber.
You are.
Because
So far as you have started.
I actually started the YouTube. I didn't want to show the cattle
Okay.
in the very beginning. I just wanted to do the backyard gardening, urban gardening, and do some market gardening, where you have some allotments, and in an urban area you can be able to do some organic vegetables for sale and things like that.
Okay.
That was the thing. Then when we got the brachiaria, we realized that we needed more space, so I had to give my garden up for us to grow more brachiaria in that garden.
Okay.
And then when I put on the brachiaria thing, it's like people thought that maybe Fred kind of was trying to pay me, or there was some shady back door deal where I was trying to promote his sale of things.
Okay.
When in actual fact, we just tried it, and when we saw that it was working, it was the excitement that I wanted to share with people, that if you wanted to do this thing, if you do it up here, it's going to work, and if you do it in this type of land, it will be able to work, and all that kind of thing. So kind of like to prove that I actually had some animals. That's how come the cattle. And I don't know whether to say fortunately or unfortunately, there were more questions on the cattle, and I've been doing more of the cattle vlogs.
Yeah.
It's a vlogs, yeah, than
Whatever.
than my actual small backyard garden that I have now, and then the sheep.
Yeah, it's all good. So technology has played a role in your farming?
Yes, technology has. We use ChatGTP to calculate for the protein intake of our animals with the feed that we are giving them, the energy intake. We use that to calculate. It's easier than doing it manually.
Yeah.
Even though I can do it manually, but it's much more easier just punching in.
The words,
yes,
give it the result.
yes. And then sometimes too, when you are facing some challenges, you can go online and you find a few suggestions and what other people do. Then you look at their environment, the type of animals you have, what you can be able to adjust, looking at the type of information that they have in order to be able to suit what you have. So technology has actually been good.
The husband is proud of you now, I'm sure.
Oh yes, he is, but he definitely will never give me credit. That's what husbands do.
He won't be watching this. I'm sure he won't be watching this.
Oh, that part I'll cut for him.
You will cut it off.
I'll cut this particular part for him.
Really?
Yeah. Even though he's proud, I know he's proud, he'll go out and post. But when I ask him to give me my flowers, he'll be behaving oga. Like I don't know.
But he also plays a role. Take them out. You have to give him his flowers too.
But I give him his flowers now. That's why when he comes, I prepare sartole. You know,
Beto, where is my beto?
Aish.
It's late. The next time, inshallah.
Yes,
next time we're
yes,
going to
yes,
do.
yes.
Okay, what do you have for us your last message. Maybe I didn't ask you any question, but you want to share with us.
I would say cattle farming is good. If you can't afford to start with cattle, start with smaller ruminants like goats or sheep, depending on where you are. If you are in a more Muslim populated area, where that one it's good, you can do sheep because you can be able to easily sell. If you're not in a more Muslim populated area and you do sheep, you may not be able to get the sale for it. Goat will be more preferred because people eat a lot of goat. You can start with that. When you sell them, you use that money and then you start with cattle. Or else you can also do what we do. At the end of the month, you use half of your pay or 90% of your pay and buy some and fast, then buy and fast until you get what you want. Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception about livestock farm?
It's dirty, it's not profitable, it's for illiterates. You can only do them when you have Fulani herdsmen. You can only do it when you are heading them out of town. You can't get feed. And it's not for people who have been to school. Those are most of the misconceptions. Because when we started, they were like, your husband is a doctor, can you teacher? And you are going to do this. My Dagban is not correct.
Yeah, worrying yourself.
I'm worrying myself. And you are a teacher. Why do you have to worry yourself? And I said, I know what is in the hot sun and I'm worrying myself. Don't worry. Don't worry about me and my hot sun. You let me sweat in the hot sun. It's good for my health.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the future for your farm?
Of course, we want to grow a very large herd.
Okay.
Yeah. And hopefully we can get some imported breeds. That's with time.
Yeah.
Of course, because everything takes time. You don't jump the hoofs when you haven't obtained that yet. So that's the vision, and probably we get other animals too into the system. Yeah.
Did you do a research about sheep? Because northern part of Ghana, we do more of sheep. We like the sheep more than goats. Did you also check that area? Because you are entering into sheep farming now.
Yes, we checked the sheep, and it's the reason why we brought. In fact, before I actually got married, I was keeping sheep with my parents. But you know, as a Frafra girl, once you leave your father's house, it's no longer yours.
Frafra girl.
Yes.
That means it's not today.
No. Yes, just that I never saw the economic or business part of it. I kept it because they were there and I liked them. It was fun to go and sit and talk to them because I tend to do that a lot with my animals. Even my fowls, I name them.
In Boga, like
I tend to
being a Frafra girl.
Oh yes, I'm a proper Frafra girl.
Okay.
So it wasn't really for profit, but just keeping them. Well, if we need meat, we could get sheep, because we felt goats were more stubborn to keep around, to keep them. But for sheep, you can open them, they'll go out and they'll return. With the goat, you go and look for it for like 3 days before you find it.
Especially a male goat.
Yes. Oh, those guys. Those billies, oh goodness. So when I told my dad that, well, I was thinking of sheep, he said, well, it was good because those that I left there and they had kept had multiplied a lot and they had sold some and there were still a whole lot left. So he said, to pacify me, he was giving me 5 females. So he sent me 5 females and then it started, but they were the local and a little mixed. So went and looked into the market of sheep. And the market is okay. Yeah, it's okay. Especially if you are targeting Salah market, it's a good market. Yeah.
How are you planning to improve your marketing strategy? Apart from talking to those you know and other things, what are the best ways?
Social media.
TikTok. I've seen you on TikTok.
Yes,
these days.
and in fact, I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm already exhausted. Honestly, the social media is really exhausting.
It's not ejecting.
I'm exhausted, my brother. Look, even the Facebook, I'm exhausted. Honestly, I am exhausted. I should say the last time I posted something on even my YouTube was about 3 weeks ago because I'm exhausted.
And people think it's easy.
I'm exhausted,
I
honestly.
I came to Tamale yesterday. I got to Tamale yesterday morning.
Yeah.
I got to the market. I have to
Oh,
make interviews,
goodness.
get
No,
to the
no,
house.
no. I'm exhausted.
But you have the animals here. You just do it.
My people know
You don't
that
even travel. So
I forget sometimes to even bring a phone out. Sometimes we are doing some of the things in the night because they go to school.
Okay.
And then they come back in the night. The place is dark. The video quality is horrible. You can't see properly. Yeah, because we are doing it in the night.
yeah, but you should be posting more on TikTok, Facebook, and others.
I'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly exhausted. So social media is one. And then hopefully, if we start our own abattoir,
Okay.
it's something that when you look into it, it can be able to expand.
It's good. It's a good idea.
It can be able to expand where you have different animals that people can easily come. They know that the animals were raised ethically.
Yeah.
And you are not cutting some sore meat for them.
Yeah.
I remember one time I asked Baba to buy some meat and he brought the meat. He didn't realize it. When I, from the abattoir, the general abattoir,
Okay.
when I opened the meat to clean, there was ink on it. That means the animal was probably full of sauce and they had put some ink on the animal.
Sure.
So we had to fast. Do meat fasting that day. So if people know that the price that they are paying for, they are getting good animals, and you would not agree to sell sick animals to them, of course you would get some.
There are people who really care about health and other things, and you like that.
Yes. A lot of people are more conscious about their health. Because now we tend to, we can grow old and strong. By 60, people are not already broken down like the way it used to be in those days.
All right. I want you to give a Frafra message to the Frafras out there, especially Frafra ladies. In Frafra, not in English. Mention your name, who you are, then you send a message.
To mayorin de yinimi de zuwar mu poywa. Zinadare te nson Mohammed yetete ntokoboya. Ma te humbo bi ita sala wo horko suru lo yanza ara ka tonte yin menga me bihe nga engsi inta anson ho te hoton mala ta antol nenga da bihe tete tombana de nyalo tuma ko bare vinha la ho katar vinha bazan adit la boyena so peng ho menga ti yen me songa
Onde ore fama. Right.
Nde kara.
Ore kara. All right. Especially the ladies.
So man sur lambala to man tokara. Insan to no board ni brahan we net tapa.
Okay.
Le nsirba le nda yohe.
Okay. So man fa
la sa mamar mala lenkindo mala. Mbala tumbona bin tokara bo ara letiti. Ba kweng ba menga. Wan bata tu ugume la kapo hotan uge. Hotan bi nuwa ba he. Berwa yelke awan weke. Hotan bi buwa ba he. La tapang mar sunu awan doge. Osan bi pe ko ba he. La inda ba yi awan doge. Osan moyang na ho la kapo. Hotan kende katon. Okay.
Pozozo. La humbotu advice.
Kango.
Humbotu kango sewa. I need to go. I'm from here. I'm going to Boga. I need to go and.
Who beat you?
I need to go and polish my frafra. You see the frafra there, but no problem. I'm going to polish my frafra and. Whilst we're in Takrade, I'm the special guy in frafra language.
Goodness. You what's all your guy?
Guy opa. I'm gonna be seminar with one. Then I'm the one to answer.
Yehovah, and Yehovah money.
But it's all good. So guys, I will share her link on my channel down in the comment section so you guys can follow her. She's doing amazing work, female, doing a lot of hard work. I'm not surprised because of where she comes from. She's my sister. We plan of eating better and other stuff which I wanted to show, but Charlie, I got a lot of work to do. So next time,
Okay.
I'll be here, and I would like to eat sabo, tuezafi, and bitter. That's what I like the best.
No problem.
Okay.
These are all the bitter eaters. They don't like bonsolko.
Wow. Bitter is good. It gives you good.
That's why they are deceiving you.
All right. Thank you. Your last message to us, the followers and the subscribers. Then pick it from you.
Thank you for your support. We are grateful that you always come to support, like, share our videos and watch. We don't take it for granted. God bless you, and whatever you desire, whether you want to go into animal farming or whatever you desire, we pray that it comes to fruition so that we all progress as a people.
All right. Thank you so much.